There is great power in like authenticity. There's great power in healing. There's great power in sovereignty. That's what I'm going to say. It's a great power in sovereignty. But in order to become sovereign, you really have to do the work. Ain't a way around it. Under it, through it. I mean, well, you got to go through it. It's pretty much the lesson. But yeah, like you just that's the lesson that I've learned, and this is the lesson that I'm sharing. That's really just it, though. There's great power in believing in yourself, and one would be surprised the amount of work that you have to do in order to believe in yourself. It's hard. It's challenging. It's not a, what they be saying, healing is not a narrow path. It's not. Gotta make difficult decisions. You gotta be okay with making those decisions. You gotta deal with the consequences of those decisions. You have to trust, certainly. And I do trust. I don't know, like I don't even think that people can like fathom the amount that I believe in what I'm doing. And it's just like you're not gonna understand it unless, like, I don't know, you believe in yourself like that. That's really all I have as far as like an explanation or a way to explain it. If you don't believe in yourself, what I'm doing, it's not going to make sense to you. But I do believe in myself, and it took me a long time to like be able to believe in myself. It further fucking more, it's like I don't think that people are really grasping that I had to like literally learn that I didn't have to ask for permission to enforce my rights. Like I just needed to enforce them. This is what y'all are watching me do. Factually, this is just me enforcing my rights. That's all. That is really fucking it. And as simple as it fucking sounds, it's just challenging to do. It really is. It's a goddamn challenge, but it's worth it to me. Things have to be worth it to people. Like, again, your why has to be worth whatever it is that you encounter while you're doing something, while you're showing up for something. What your beliefs are. Honoring the truth. There is great power in honoring the truth. Everybody thinks that power is something that somebody has to give you. It's not. You just got it. You just got to tap into it. You got to trust yourself. And many of us, there's not a lot of people on this planet that trust themselves. And this is something that I had to learn. But I know that this is due to conditioning as well. And it's unfortunate that like individuals in like higher positions or whatever, authoritative, or your elites and your high titles, your government officials, your lawyers, your judges, your magistrates, your whatever. These individuals have like completely lost touch with reality because they feel as if things make them above the law. You can't inquire shit that will put you above the law. Maybe judicial law, but definitely not divine law. Definitely not universal law. Definitely not the law of attraction, energy, things like this. There is no above that for anybody. Not even me. I don't know, like, people can't grasp that I'm moving strategically, but I am very aware of how strategic I am moving. Everybody do not understand how law works, like, period. So, but law works like it's supposed to. The law of attraction, energy, just karma, things like this, things just returning to you. Judicial law, it's just manipulative. It's fabricated. It's man-made. It's an illusion. Especially when they have all of these codes that still enforce all of the laws that they're supposed to be enforcing, period. Like, this is just it's just conditioning, and until you escape it, you're not going to understand that it's just conditioning. Or until you accept it, you're not going to understand. Or if you can't accept it, you're going to learn it just by watching things play out how they play out. Nobody is above anybody. Nobody can just do whatever they want to do without any consequences or any Yeah, without any consequences. No, it's not how life works, period. Fucking nothing works like that. Oh my goodness. But yeah, my faith is very high, a very high belief system. I'm very grounded in my beliefs also. Like, people can't change my mind about knowing the truth. It's not gonna happen. Yeah, and it's just like, I know that, like, what I do is enough for me to have created the change that I desire in my own life. I know that. Like, I just had to be willing to, like, be patient. That's it. And I was. Even if I didn't feel like being patient, I was always willing to be patient. Even if you go through the record, there's going to be many videos you come across, and I'm going to be saying, I do not want to do this. Didn't feel like it. Didn't feel as if it was fair. Was not understanding and grasping what the fuck was really going on then. And, as I progress through, you see a lot more clarity coming through because of how I'm showing up. And that's my clarity. That's what's guiding me. That's what's, protecting me. That's what I need to pay attention to. My awareness is, it's up here. Ain't nothing getting past me, y'all. But people have to learn that for themselves. But everybody is fucking capable of doing this. This is another thing that people need to grasp. I didn't do anything but heal and I just did the work. And through doing the work, like, I was able to create small changes in my life. Like, time after time after time. However long it took for me to learn a lesson. I always showed up and, did what I need to do to learn a lesson. That's all. Like, a lot of cycles I did have to repeat. Like, this did not happen overnight. No, I went through a whole bunch of repeated cycles. But now, I'm cool. Like, I'm telling y'all, I was already doing the work, and I was already pretty far in doing the work, and I was already, like, cutting people off and all these big things like this. But, like, Nevaeh was, like, complete death of the old heaven, of any other heaven that existed. And then I built myself back up to this. Challenging, certainly, absolutely worth it, without a motherfucking doubt, without reasonable doubt, all of that shit. I don't have a doubt in my head that it was worth it, because I know that I can enforce my rights. I know how to enforce my rights. I know that enforcing my rights is going to inevitably work in my favor, even if no one else believes that, even if no one else understands that, even if no one else knows that. I am able to stand firmly, groundedly, solidly. Ain't nobody fucking moving this mountain in my truth, in my knowing, trusting my guidance. And I do those things, and it's just like, y'all have no idea the amount of protection that comes with that. This is not no little shit. This is really big shit. Like, this is important stuff. Like, these are the actual steps that is needed to create change. And it's like, somebody had to be willing to be the example and put themselves out there and show up. And as far as the things that I know, how to apply it, what I'm supposed to be doing, things like this, and I've always trusted my guidance. Always trusted my guidance. In the fucking record, you can see it, because I never gave up. And I'm not going to give up. And I know enough. Even if everybody doesn't understand what I know, I share enough of what I know, and I feel as if I share actual steps. But if it's like, if y'all aren't able to register it as steps, even though you watch me take the steps pretty much through the record, especially if you just go back to the beginning of, like, I did delete everything off of my Instagram, so, like, it was only healing stuff. And then my YouTube, certainly, because it started there. And then my TikTok too. Everything, it's just like, the journey I was taking to get to this point. Basically, shit, y'all got the goods. Oh my God, y'all got the goods. But it's not up to me to get people to, like, execute, like, actually going through the goddamn record. The record is available. Y'all just have to utilize it. And if it's not available, again, somebody will have to tell me so I can handle it. I know what type of time the people I'm dealing with is on. I don't have time for the bullshit, and I'm not dealing with it.